Watch on the way I saw a war, but tonight we're reading all the latest. Also on the program, Ireland beat Scotland in the 6 lessons. Cotton won the sports, the football, let's say. We asked you, what do you think of Crawford? And what's happening in the grain? And what can you do for pancreatic cancer?
ITV Evening News with Owen Shreve.
Welcome to a brand new week on ITV Evening News. So what's in the grain? I saw a war, but tonight we'll renew all the latest. That's my bed sheet.
It's my one, your one is downstairs.
No, that's my bed sheet. No, Liam, it's my bed sheet, but that's basically I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that. That's my buffer. Oh, I'm really sorry about that. Anything happen when you're live on it, when you're live. Anything happen when you're live on telly. So get back to the news. Alright. What's on the ground? I saw a war, but the ITV News sees the efforts of the St. Emilia food zone in the town of Kiev. Our search here is the latest. But for kids, look away, but this is not for you. What I mean by that is it'll be make some kids upset. But it is the latest.
We followed the smoke across Kyiv. It took us east towards a suburb called Brovary, a place we found the Russians trying but so far failing to take. Until a few days ago, this was a food distribution warehouse. Deliveries are still due, but they'll never be made. If Putin's plan is to starve the city, this might be part of it. The building isn't completely destroyed. Maybe this is why. Down the road, there's more damage. But a passerby wants to show us something else. There's a missile here, apparently intercepted, the target unknown. We've established it's a type of cruise missile, often used by the Russian military. Expensive, high-tech, and fired from many miles away. But it didn't make it to wherever it was supposed to. Then he reveals something from his past. He was a first responder after the Chernobyl disaster. And he says what's happening now is far worse. Another woman from the neighborhood joins us. She's 92 years old and is moving between friends' homes to feel safer. She'll stay in town as long as she can.
Ні, Боже збав, куди вже виїжджати? От туди он кладбище.
Then to the local hospital, where we're surprised to hear American accents.
Grandma,
My God, are you still there?
I got blown up by a mine.
Foreign fighters phoning home with news their vehicle hit a mine.
Split second later, like the whole car lifted up, came down. I remember being conscious the whole time. I checked my friends, made sure they were okay.
She's a student from Texas who will soon fly home, but plans to return to the front line.
I feel like there's still more work to be done. I feel like I can still help people. I don't necessarily know if I can do that right now with this leg, but if I heal up in the US, I would absolutely come back out here.
The rebel tells the story of Putin's plans for bravery, but his troops will find that other people here have plans too. Rohit Khatru, ITV News, Bravery.
And all the news about Ukraine and Russia, ITV.com/news, and the news about Ukraine and Russia is really sad and heartbreaking. So if you think about this or very upset about this, you can talk to us at ITV.com/news. LATVIANS joined the Legion Guard and the record numbers of fears of Russians in case the war. Here is the latest.
In Woodland on In Woodland on the edge of the capital, a small group of Latvians are learning how to defend their country. It's the first time Agnesa has ever handled a gun. She's just set up an online bakery, but her fledgling business is now the last thing on her mind.
The situation now in Europe is really, we're worried about this thing because it's really close to us. And I really like that these things that I have learned here, I will know how to protect my family and my friends.
Many Latvians are still struggling to digest the reality that after 3 decades free of Russian occupation, they're once again within Moscow's sights. But Edgar, the shooting instructor, isn't surprised because he's paid close attention to other neighbours that Russia has recently hit.
2008 Georgia situation, 2014 as well, and it's been like hanging over our heads for a while.
For this father of 2 turned part-time soldier, it's simple.
Always like in the theater, when there's gun on the wall, it's going to shoot at some point, so it's better to be the warrior in the garden than the gardener in the war. So.
And now the roar of Russian aggression has changed the outlook of its tiny neighbour completely.
Both the Defence Minister and the President have been urging more ordinary Latvians like these to sign up for the National Guard. Not surprising when you consider that this country only has 10,000 professionally trained servicemen and women, and 3,000 of them are reserves.
Rather than waste time reflecting on that, many Latvians have taken immediate action.
Since February 24, I think, that's when we started to notice a very big increase in interest. So calls and emails we received in National Guard, they like 5-6 times of what we can experience.
Is it possible, even with the National Guard, even with your reserves, to defend this country, should it come to that?
More and more looking what's happening in Ukraine, I'm more confident with all those, and it will be happening similarly here. Everyone will be ready.
They know here that as members they can look to NATO for protection. But with the West struggling to push Putin back into line, they're also braced for the toughest of roads ahead. Rachel Younger, ITV News, Latvia.
Thank you, Rachel, for the latest. Okay, now on to the questions about Ukraine and Russia. So we ask you at home, how do you feel about Ukraine and Russia, about the war? So So Amy says, I think it is really sad and heartbreaking, but I think we'll be alright. And Chloe says, are we going to be part of it? The answer to that is not at the moment, but we might do, who knows. And obviously, Offa says, I think it's very sad, but we should let people in the Queen to come to our house and stay there. So let's leave our house or something. For the Queen people saying, that's good, that's very good. Good. And you see all of this at artreveal.com/loose. Okay, let's put the grain and water to the side. To the side. Now, the N-A Z A-Y-I-N-C Z A-G H-A-R-I-L-I-F-F-E chooses to thank the twice for listener. Here is the latest.
So much has been said about Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, so much has been written. But today in Parliament, she could speak for herself, and she herself could ask, why did it take so long?
I have seen 5 foreign secretaries changed over the course of 6 years. I was told many times that, oh, we're going to get you home. That never happened. So there was a time that I felt like, do you know what, I'm not even going to trust you. What's happened now should have happened 6 years ago.
She did not want to talk about the details of her imprisonment, an ordeal she is determined to leave behind.
I always felt like I am holding this black hole in my heart all these years, but I'm just going to leave that black hole in my heart. I'm going to leave that black hole on the plane when the plane lands. I'm not going to live for the rest of my life with a grudge.
What matters to her now is reconnecting with 8-year-old Gabriella.
So lots of catching up. It was lovely to get to hold her, to braid her hair and to brush her hair. That was a moment that I really missed.
And with husband Richard, the reluctant but relentless campaigner who today could not have looked happier.
I am super proud of her strength, her grace.
Anne had demanded the repayment
agreement on whatever that is, whether it's nuclear, whether it's environment or whatever. Every human being has got the right to be free.
But alongside the happy family today was Roxanne Tabaz. Her father, Morad, is still being held in Iran. It must be very difficult for you to see all the happiness surrounding Nazanin's return, all the happiness in this room, and wishing for that yourself but not being able to get it. How's today been for you?
It's been a bit of a roller coaster, I'd say. We had some hope last week when we heard in the media that he was going to be out on furlough, and then those hopes were dashed quite quickly.
For all the joy the Zaghari Ratcliffe family are feeling today, they know also that others still suffer the torment of unjust detention in Iran.
Like really happy news about coming home and there. So that it is at artreveal.com/loose. Okay, on with COVID. I know COVID is still around, but we still have to talk about it. So you send in your questions about COVID and we're gonna answer it for you. So the first question is from Adam. He says, coronavirus, is it ever going to go away? But the answer for that one is no. It's going to be part of our lives for now. It's like a food. It's like our food now. It's like a food. Food? Yeah, food. It's like a food. So like a food, but slow. Yeah. Alright, and the last question is from Dabella saying, will the coronavirus get everyone? Some people there, but not everyone. I haven't had COVID yet. Thank God have a coffee, but I might do it. We might do it. Okay, if you want more news about the coronavirus, go to iceland.com/news. Okay. Second season times a criminal OFFENCE in the historical moment for Wales. Here is the latest.
As they give their children a guiding hand. For many parents at this play centre in Wrexham, the ban on smacking is a welcome change as it comes into force today.
You just want to run around. I think the ban's spot on. I don't think you should smack kids. There's no need to smack kids.
You, as a parent, have got to teach them from right and wrong, so that's why they shouldn't be smacked.
With especially what's gone on with a lot of children, recently in the news, it should have been done a while ago, I think.
The Welsh Government described it as a historic day for children's rights.
It's a wonderful day for Wales, joining 63 other countries throughout the world who are doing this. So if you do physically punish your child or a child you're caring for, you don't have an automatic defence.
The new law means it's no longer legally acceptable to claim that smacking, hitting or shaking a child is a reasonable punishment. It applies to everyone in Wales, including visitors, and Scotland already has a similar ban. But less than 10 miles up the road from here, the UK government says it has no plans to do the same in England. Asked about smacking this morning, this was the Health Secretary's response.
I wouldn't do it, but whether there should be a new rule or regulation around that, that's not a matter for me at this point in time. It's not something I'm aware that we're looking at.
But police in Wales insist this isn't about criminalising parents.
Policing will only be involved, for example, if there's persistent abuse or very serious abuse, or someone genuinely believes that there's an emergency situation.
And even though children will always find joy in the same traditional ways, the way we teach them discipline has already started to change. Hannah Miller, ITV News, Wrexham.
Yeah, and we ask you at home, is it ever okay to eat your children? So here it comes. So 89 of you says no, but 57 of you say less. Well, we'll have to look into that. So if you think it's okay to smack kids or not, go to iTV.com/news to find out more. Okay. Still on with the COVID news. People 75 and over alone to enter to book offer a COVID booster vaccine. Here is the latest.
Ashley has multiple sclerosis. The drugs he takes affect his immune system, meaning he's at a higher risk of getting very sick from COVID. From today, he's able to book a second booster jab.
And it gives me the freedom to go out and about, enjoy my time with my family and friends. That's my plan. I don't want to be isolated, and I don't want to be stuck in feeling that I can't get out.
And here in Slough, 95-year-old Devraj became one of the first in England. This new measure, as many people who were more vulnerable had their third dose 6 months ago. Scientists say that at this point, protection against infection drops off a lot, but holds up better against serious illness. And so they want to give the most vulnerable a boost now, amid rising COVID cases. In England, the total number of hospital patients with coronavirus peaked in January and fell in the week since, though the numbers are beginning to rise again. But it's important to look at who's in hospital because they're sick from COVID and who's in hospital with something else but happened to test positive, says the Health Secretary.
We're not worried about hospitalisations with people that are COVID positive at this point in time. Around 60% of those people in hospital that are COVID positive are not there
because of COVID. In other words, they would have been in hospital anyway for their hip operation, their knee operation.
Hospital leaders, however, point to the challenges caused by such high infection rates.
Well, I think the numbers of people in hospital with COVID is a concern, because even if COVID wasn't the primary reason for them being admitted, having COVID alongside another health problem, isn't great. It reduces the beds available for people who need planned treatment, and reduces how efficiently the NHS can organise its services.
We're in a new era of trying to live with COVID, while scientists learn how to best protect us from it. Deborah Cohen, ITV News.
Yeah, and I got both of my vaccines, but I'm just waiting for my booster. So hopefully I'll get my booster very soon. But did any of you know that it is my birthday this weekend, as well? This weekend, this Saturday coming, it is my 70th birthday. So if you want to do anything from me, please do. That's iRead.com/news for some cards or messages. I'll be grateful. Thank you. That's iRead.com/news. I'm looking forward to it. I'm in a birthday mood. It's my birthday this Saturday. This Saturday coming. It's my birthday and I'm in a birthday mood. Okay, before we go this evening, so look at the sports over the weekend. Ireland beat Scotland in the 6 lessons. As a friend, for lies in the iRead.com/news, and Scotland beat in a thing beat Arsenal. No, over the weekend. Oh, damn it. Even though I do this.com/news. Alright, that's it for this evening. Even come back this year, I can record with the ITV news I can, but from everyone here. But actually, I'm back to watch 6:20 with the ITV Evening News. So I'm back to watch 6:20 with, let me just make my clear. I'm back tomorrow at 6:20 with the ITV Evening News, but from everyone here, good night and stay safe.